Hello everyone, welcome to English 1060 Composition 2 online with me. I'm Professor Hannah Baggott, formerly Anderson, but we're dropping that now. So just Professor Hannah Baggott, that's me. Feel free to call me Hannah or Professor B, whatever you're comfortable with. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm super excited to be spending this semester with you, fall 2021. Now, this is our welcome video, our introduction video, if my cat doesn't absolutely ruin it over there. Just going over a couple of things with you to help you feel grounded in our course content and kind of the structure of the class, but this isn't really big on like a lecture material today. Just helping you to feel good about your comfort level with contacting me about any issues or concerns you may have about the course, and just knowing what your due dates are and how to contact me. So I'm going to share with you now our course syllabus, our Canvas page, so that you feel comfortable with the content. So I've already opened our syllabus here. You can access this through clicking on the syllabus tab or the myriad links I've sent, I think, or will have sent by the time you get this video. About where to access it. I'm big on making sure you know where stuff is. So, looking at the syllabus together, I won't go through every little piece because you're going to spend that time reading it for this first syllabus quiz, but I just do want to draw your attention to a couple of things. This is Composition 2, so you've already taken Composition 1 or the equivalent, so you're ready to jump into research. This is a research class. In the past, I have chosen a collective theme for us to work from, but this semester, because there's so much going on in the world, right, and our stress levels and interest levels are complicated because of all of the other things on our plates, I wanted to kind of let that inquiry be driven by you as an individual. So we're completely open theme this semester, meaning as we start to get into our course content and you start kind of reading about options for research and choosing a topic, I have no limits on topics, unless it's just something boring that I've read a whole bunch of times. But other than that, it's completely open. So I want you to feel good coming into this course, knowing that you're not limited by a specific course theme or assigned theme. So there. Up front. Other important things that you need to see on this first page of the syllabus are that, again, Professor Baggott, Hannah, call me Hannah or Professor B, that's me. My cell phone number is there for you. Not a big fan of phone calls. Happy to have a Zoom meeting with you. Text me if you absolutely need it. Otherwise, just send me a Canvas message. I get those just as fast on my phone over here. So know that I'm available to you a lot of the time. I really will try to be available. But these office hours listed here, which are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 12, and Tuesday, Thursday, 9:15 to 10:15, that's when I can guarantee you a practically immediate response. Those are my office hours that are built in for you as the student. I know we all have wild schedules, and some of us here might also work full time. So know that I am really flexible to working with your schedule. Just give me a little notice. I am teaching both in person and online this semester. Otherwise, I would list many more hours that I'm available to you. But because I am teaching on campus and living in Fayetteville, there is time where I will be in the car and in the classroom and, sleeping. So let's just kind of meet in the middle toward figuring out when we can communicate best. And I'll make sure that I'm there to assist you when you need it, as long as it's not unreasonable. Okay. Side note, I am an early riser and someone that goes to bed very early. So just putting that out there for you, but I will try to be there to answer your questions as quickly as possible within reason. Things that you're going to need for this class, you're definitely going to need the Curious Researcher 9th edition, okay, 9th edition. a hard copy, if these even exist, because I think they're all digital copies now, but it'll kind of look like this. You do need that 9th edition. Older editions won't work because the 9th one has some new stuff. And we will be reading all of it, okay? We'll be reading and referencing the whole book, so make sure you go ahead and get access to that as soon as possible. If that's an issue for you, please reach out. I'll try to figure out or help you with some options, or potentially sharing with someone. You can ask someone that as well in our course. But go ahead and get your copy. I don't think they're as expensive as other textbooks, so that's one good thing. But it is super useful. I'm not normally a big textbook fan, but this one I'm a huge fan of. Okay, Ballinger, in terms of research and rhetoric, he's got some good stuff to say that we can really learn from. Other things that you technically need for this class is, of course, access to Canvas. That's where everything's going to be for this course. And I really do suggest having a camera and mic access on your computer, or at least your phone, for future conferencing meetings and for meeting up with me during office hours. I will go ahead and be candid with you and let you know that I do have some cognitive hearing processing issues because I do have multiple sclerosis. So hearing for me without being able to see, mouths moving is a challenge, but I can, I am on top of it as much as I can be. So writing to me or video chatting with me or texting me are going to be your best bets. Cool. I'm going to pretend you're responding to me. Great. Okay, moving forward, I have a couple of things that you need to just be aware of. Seeing these course outcomes, I know a lot of the times we just skip over these, but I think they really are important to kind of just take note of, see what you're kind of supposed to be getting out of a course. That's also something that is really on me to make sure I'm making assignments that speak to these for you, so that you can feel good about accomplishing these things by the end of the semester. Our assignments, I've given you descriptions on what each of them look like, but really all in all, in this little pie chart, I want to tell you that we are just writing one essay, one large essay this semester, and we're process writing up to it. So rather than kind of splitting it out and working on many little projects, we are heading toward one large, beautifully crafted essay that you can potentially do something with after this class. I mean, there are student contests for writing. There are publications that call for student writing. This doesn't have to just stay, within the confines of our class. So keep that in mind, that you could be writing something awesome toward the future, or it could be something that helps you in your career or your pursuit of your career, particularly because you get to pick your topic. Okay. Notice too that the big portions of this little pie chart here are discussion points and reading quiz points on top of your project. All right. So just notice that. I promise you these discussions, though I'm not a huge fan often, of online discussions, they can get a little, boring, but I'm hoping that we can make them not super boring. And you'll get a lot of points for participating and interacting with each other that way. Awesome. You'll also get, tons of very particular rubrics and examples and explanations of what I want these things to look like, so that you never have to question oh, why did I get this grade? You'll always know exactly where your points are coming from. I don't like to surprise you or make you even feel like you have to guess, or not understand what your grade's going to be. Work expectations and netiquette. All right, I want to draw attention to the fact that I always want to make this course and the coursework that you do feel worth it and feel like it's building and you're building skills. So I'm never just going to assign you something random for the sake of points. It's always going to be in service to the outcomes and toward building toward that final beautiful essay that you're going to be writing in an online course. Just so you know, all right, just so you're committed to this, you should expect to spend 3 to 7 hours per week. right, on that content, apart from watching me talk at you in videos. And these lectures will never be that long because this is kind of all, I hear students complain or have complained like, oh, online classes, I'm teaching myself. I'm like, right. That's it. Like, that's kind of the point, is that it is self-guided. It is self-guided. But this isn't a self-paced course, okay? The reason that it's split into 2-week modules and there are specific dates that they open is so that I can give you that feedback that's necessary for growth. So yes, it is all dependent on you and the work that you put in, but you're also going to get, major feedback from me through each step of this process and on each assignment that you turn in. That's always my goal. You'll see too in here, I say down here later, that my goal is always to give you a 2-week turnaround. Here it is. 2-week turnaround on grades for like major grades. If it's smaller stuff, I might put the points in just so you're not freaking out and then give you some feedback later on. But that's my turnaround, like, because I'm expecting you to turn some stuff in at specific times. That's my grading turnaround always, even if it ruins my weekend. Like, that's always my goal for you there, to have that kind of feedback from me as soon as possible. Now, each module, there are only 8. They open up the Friday before they actually begin. So if you're someone that works or has other responsibilities during the weekdays and can only do stuff on weekends, you can get ahead. Okay, you can get ahead. I probably, though, won't open them before then, just because I create lectures and content kind of based on where you are. So I'm not opening it all up in the beginning, right? We want to take our time through it, get feedback, talk to me, talk to each other, and make sure we're on the right path. But do know that if you're someone that's concerned about having to complete things during the week, everything is open the Friday before the module technically begins. Okay, so for example, this first module, your introduction module, it's weird because we start classes on a Wednesday, but the module that begins Monday for week 2 will be available to you this Friday, the 20th, even though you technically don't need to start it until Monday, but you can. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's all on the calendar, so you'll see it. You'll see it. Again, I make notes here in the syllabus that I'm happy to schedule meetings with you outside of office hours, but try to give me some notice, okay? I technically request 24 hours, but if it's, an early morning request for an evening meeting, I can try to make it work if I'm available. Just putting that out there. Generally, with late work, I know things in the world right now are wild. Technically, I'm not trying to take late work, but if you've got something going on, please just talk to me, okay? And we'll work it out. What ends up getting ethically weird is if you don't mention anything to me about your struggles until the last week of classes, and then you ask to redo 16 weeks of content that you've missed. Like, that's not going to work out. But, if something's going on, just reach out to me. I don't know what I don't know. So let me know, okay? If you can. For this class, something important, if you took Composition 1, though, at UNCP, you know this, you have to earn 735 points out of the 1,000 points in this class to get credit for this class and to have your composition stuff checked off, all right? So know that that's your goal. And the next thing on our list here is just pointing out that composition does technically have an attendance policy. In an asynchronous online class, it's kind of hard to keep up with that, right? So there is an adjusted policy here on the syllabus, basically just letting you know that if you miss 2 discussion posts, just miss them, and you haven't communicated with me about it, that will be your limit. So just talk to me, okay? Talk to me if you're struggling or kind of behind, just so that we don't have to do the failure due to absence part of the policy here. There are reminders, of course, of all the different university policies. You're welcome to kind of look at that. And finally, our beautiful course calendar. And by beautiful, I mean simple, and I think kind of straightforward and to the point about what's kind of expected of you this semester, all the dates and things that you need to be aware of. The one adjustment to this that you're not seeing on the screen is that this welcome article, this first article that you're going to be reading to kind of get you into the mood of research, if you will, is actually going to be assigned to our first module. So you'll see that adjusted. You'll just need to read the syllabus for this first week. But everything else is up to date in terms of dates and your reading. So at the very least, you know your reading schedule and have access to it and can go ahead and do that. You will have access to these assignments and their rubrics. Of course, the Monday before the module actually begins. I've built in what I do believe is plenty of time to accomplish this well. I have taught a similar curriculum in the past, again, themed, but everything kind of scheduled this way, and students in the past have liked it. So I kind of kept that structure. I hope you guys like it too. Of course, if we've got, a collective voice about making some changes, I'm happy to make adjustments. This just seems to be the best way to get started. All right. So showing you that generally when things are due. Again, this kind of first week, this first little short week, it's a little bit different, but everything else is pretty consistent throughout the semester. I am going to now just go back to show you generally, and I hope you've gotten to see this because you'll have gotten here, right? I do want to point out that on your syllabus tab, you have limited tabs, these are my tabs. On your syllabus tab, you will see this course summary, and you'll only get to see the things that are published. So as soon as the next modules are published, you'll see those there too, but this is just reflective of what's already on that calendar. No need to get confused. I'll jump back to our student view and just show you that you can always click on home, right? My process is that when each new module is available, I will be adding a link to it here, right? So your introduction module you can get to, but you're also welcome to click on modules and see that. There's our first one, everything that you need to do, and then your week 1 module will be available on Friday the 20th. But take your time through this list. Basically just try to get everything in by this weekend so that you'll be set and confident and clear on what's expected of you. But end of the day, if you need anything, please reach out to me. If you are someone that knows that they need accommodations for any kind of disabilities, please go ahead and reach out to ARC, our Accessibility Resource Center, to be able to get your documentation done and sent in to me for accommodations. But good luck. I'm super excited to work with you this semester, and get going.